Hi everyone, in today's video I'll show you how I made this miniature couch inspired by a real one by Ikea, or Ikea if you prefer. There is no sewing involved and I did my best to keep this tutorial as easy as possible. Still, it's going to be quite long since these are detailed step-by-step instructions, so this video is divided into 4 sections. First, I'll go through the materials and tools I'll be using, then I'll show you how I built the wooden structure and how I upholstered it, and lastly how I made the cushions. For the main structure, I'll use plywood, lollipop sticks, tongue depressors and chopsticks. Then, to upholster or cover the structure, I'll be using white felt fabric, and for the cushions, this plastic material which I got from some packaging, I'm not sure what it's called, and then a bit of fluff to fill the cushions, and lastly cotton cloth to cover everything. For the tools, a handsaw, a pair of shears, an electric file, a mini trowel, cloth pins, a clamp, white glue and super glue. I printed from Ikea's website the plan for the sofa and roughly divided all measurements by 12, making some slight adjustments. I first cut out with my handsaw a rectangle with these dimensions. I actually needed 2 or 3 layers to get a thicker base, but I didn't have enough plywood, so I used some lollipop sticks instead. But ideally, you would cut out and stake 2 or 3 plywood rectangles like this one. So now that I have my base, I can make the 4 feet. For these, I'll be using the tips from 4 chopsticks. At this point, I had to make some calculations and try to determine the height of the feet because the plan by Ikea doesn't give all the measurements. So I decided that base and feet in total are 3 centimeters in height, and I cut out the feet accordingly. I also kept the tipless chopsticks aside, for I'll be using them later. These are bamboo chopsticks, and bamboo fibers are quite slippery and white glue doesn't work very well on them. So to attach the feet at the 4 corners of the main structure, I had to use super glue. Next up is the back. Again, to determine the dimensions here, I had to make some calculations myself, basing the measurements from the original plan, and it turned out that the back needs to be 3 centimeters in height. It is slightly tilted, so I don't glue it yet, but I first need to file the bottom edge like this, so that I end up with a beveled edge. And when the glue is drying, I let the back lean onto the glue bottle so that it doesn't fall off while the glue is still wet. The next step are the armrests. They are made with tongue depressors and the tipless chopsticks that I had put aside earlier on. Again, some math, and I determined that the top part of the armrest is 2.5 centimeters. I then freehand draw the shape of the armrests, marking out the part that I need to cut off. Instead of repeating this operation 4 times, I simply clamp 4 tongue depressors together, and with my electric file I sand off the excess part. My original plan was to build the armrests like this, so rounded part and chopsticks, but I then decided to add a small piece of plywood between the 2 rounded parts to make the structure sturdier. Measuring the length directly in place like this, I cut out a section from the chopstick and then glue it with super glue. I repeat this operation 3 times and this is the end result. Okay, so the first part is over, time to start the upholstering process. This part is pretty straightforward and repetitive. I take my felt fabric, cut and measure all the pieces needed to cover the exposed portions of the structure and then glue them in place. White glue works very well in this case, but I had to use some clothespins to keep the fabric in place while the glue was drying. And once the couch is nice and soft, I can cover it with the final layer, that is to say, the cotton cloth. The first bit I make is the one covering the corner. I eyeball and cut out a small rectangle of fabric and fold it like this, open it again, and then apply a very thin and even layer of white glue with my tiny trowel, and then fold it again. Next, when the glue is still wet, I fold it again so that I get a nice and defined 90-degree angle, then glue it around the corner. And I do this for all 4 corners. I make sure that the feet emerge for a couple of millimeters. To cover the front bottom part, I cut out a rectangle which is slightly bigger than the portion I have to cover, so that I leave a hem allowance, I guess you can say, even if I'm not really sewing any hem here. I cut out the excess fabric and again apply a thin layer of glue, fold the cloth along the lines and glue in place. Next, I make the covering for the armrests. This is actually the same process as before, adjusted for the portion I need to cover, so I won't be describing the steps here. I hope you can understand just by watching the clips. Covering the back was a bit more challenging because I had to make the hem directly on the couch and then shape and trim off the cloth around the corners. There are 3 cushions for the seat and 3 for the back, the 2 sides having a sort of an L shape. Out of the plastic material, which is 5 mm thick, I cut out a rectangle for the whole seating part, making sure to leave some space on both sides. Then I divide it into 3 sections, and here I have the base for my cushions. And they need to go slightly over the edge, as you can see. I measured the fabric for the cushion cover this way, leaving an extra margin on the front part and on the 2 sides, not for the back. And then I glue the piece of fabric on. The idea here is to create a sort of pocket which will be filled with fluff. So it's important that the fabric is not super tight, but there must be some room for the fluff to go inside this kind of pocket. I prefer to work with loose fluff, because if it's too compact, the cushion ends up looking uneven and with weird bumps, and I also add it bit by bit and not all together. To make the edge that goes around the cushion, I cut out a long strip and fold its 2 sides like so, and glue it so that I have a nice clean hem. I don't bother making the hem for the back part because it will be hidden under the back cushions anyway. Here making some final adjustments. For the back cushions, I repeated the same process, which I'm not showing you. The only difference is that I had to add a bit of fabric on the other side of the cushion as well, because a portion of it is visible over the edge of the structure. Once I have all my 6 cushions, I make some final adjustments by adding or removing some fluff, and once I'm happy with it, I glue them onto the main body and I'm done. Thank you very much for watching this video until the very end. I hope you liked it and I'll see you next time. Bye!